Hi everybody, Diane here, and my husband is gone for the day, golfing with a friend from the store, customer who became our friend. And I like to make these videos when I'm all alone and can kind of lay back and just enjoy the peaceful day like today. It's gorgeous outside, but we're going to go in because today we're going to hear some more about our really wonderful, Earl Grey Premium. It's our own proprietary blend. And then I found a delicious recipe that we use that in. And if you're a shortbread lover and an Earl Grey lover, this is your day, because shortbread cookies actually made with our Earl Grey. So first I want to talk to you about our delicious blend. I'll tell you about our Earl Grey as I pan around this early evening garden. And you'll be able to see the white covers are to keep insects off some of these plants they've been chewing on. But our Earl Grey, we actually couldn't find one that we really enjoyed, and so we decided we would have to blend our own. And I'm so excited about how it came out, and we're going to call it the most, and I'm an Earl Grey fanatic, so it is the most delicious Earl Grey I think you'll ever have. And when you make these cookies, please use our Earl Grey, because if you don't have a great Earl Grey, then the recipes will not come out like they should and be as delicious as they can be. I want to show you how excited I am about these tomatoes. I hope you can see. I mean, this plant is just loaded with tomatoes, and I want to show you this hanging basket. I'm going to plant these strawberries, and it's a variety I hadn't heard of. These are actually the little flowers. They're a red, deep red flower. I've never seen that before. And this is called Berried, B-E-R-R-I-E-D, Treasure. So those are going to get planted here, but I want to show you the blue jays have just been, or actually they're scrub jays, they have just been tearing this apart to get nesting material. I can't blame them, and I hope we have lots of little scrub jays. So most of you probably know quite a bit about Earl Grey, and we have a video, one of our very first, I think it was second or third video I made on Earl Grey. But if you don't, Earl Grey is actually a black tea, and it can be also white or green. I've seen both, but I don't like anything but the black tea with Earl Grey. I think it's just too light if you don't get that heavily oxidized black tea, and the bergamot overpowers. But a really delicious tea, because it has the ones that we like are the black tea, and then there is the essential oil of bergamot, and this bergamot oil comes from oranges from Calabria, Italy. You can use bagged Earl Grey if you'd like. I'm telling you though, I hope you will use the loose Earl Grey, and what you'll have to do is put it in a plastic Ziploc bag and crush it with a rolling pin. And if you have a little coffee grinder, this is what I did, just lightly grind it in your coffee grinder. You want it about the same, let's say the same size as the little, which you usually find in a tea bag. So just 3 or 4 quick little grinds in your little hand grinder should do it, or roll it real well with your rolling pin. Now, are you ready to make some cookies? I just took something else out of the oven, and it's preheating, so let's go in and make these Earl Grey shortbread cookies. Okay, while your oven is preheating to 350, line a good solid cookie sheet with parchment paper. Alright, I'm cutting the recipe I had in two because I don't want to make so many. It's just my husband and I. Now this looks awful, but I'm going to tell you this is delicious, and this is the key to these cookies. This is a half a cup of real butter, and this would be unsalted butter, and I put that ground up, and I used about 1.5 tablespoons of ground Earl Grey, loose leaf Earl Grey. And when that butter got to room temperature, I added this Earl Grey in. Like I said, I know it looks awful, but it's the key to making these delicious cookies. And then when the butter is softened to room temperature, you add those Earl Grey ground leaves and you let it sit. This is important. Another 2 hours longer so that that Earl Grey flavor infuses right into the butter. Now once you've creamed the butter and tea mixture, you add a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and you cream that together. Alright, I have that creamed in, as you can see, thoroughly creamed it. And now I add 1 cup of flour and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then that's going to be mixed together until it becomes a soft dough. Now, since it looks like this, I want to stop here and say, when you start to mix this, it will look like this. It'll be like in little crumbly pieces, but then it will come together and form a soft dough. So keep blending. Okay, so after a couple minutes, you can form this into a nice soft ball of dough and then put it on a lightly floured surface, and I'm going to roll this out. You want to go to about a 1/4 inch thick. So there we go, we're at about a 1/4 inch thick, and now we're going to cut this with a 2-inch floured cutter. Alright, the oven's preheated. We got about 8 cookies out of this, and I'm popping them in the oven, and so those will stay in there for 12 to 15 minutes. Alright, well those are baking, and I see I have a spot on my lens. That's a spot on my lens, not in the bowl, folks. These cookies are going to be baking about 12 to 15 minutes, so we're going to do a glaze with about a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and let's see, we're going to do 1/2 tablespoon of either fresh lemon or fresh orange juice. So you take your pick, and one obviously will be a little sweeter than the other. So I'm going with orange because I just happen to be out of lemons, and so we will get this glaze stirred together, and then the cookies will be ready, and we will put a little glaze on top and try them. Okay everyone, I left mine in for about 14 minutes at 350. You can see they're just slightly brown, starting to brown around the edges, and I'm going to let them cool, then we're going to glaze them. And also you notice how much lighter they are than the dough itself, so don't panic if your dough is real dark, because they'll look like this. Alright, while those are waiting to cool and glaze, I'm going to show you some of this beautiful proprietary blend we carry of Earl Grey, and we call it Earl Grey Premium. It is a beautiful thing, and I'm going to now make myself a cup of hot Earl Grey, and then I'm going to enjoy that out on the patio. Okay everyone, here's how they turned out, and I like the orange in the glaze. If you want it more tangy, put in lemon juice instead, and I've got my beautiful Earl Grey Premium. So now I'm going to enjoy a cookie out here on the cool patio. It's getting toward dark. Okay, let's take a bite. If you love shortbread and you love Earl Grey, you've got to try these cookies. I'm going to have my sip of Earl Grey, go back in. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you soon with more on tea and things that go great with tea. Bye for now. Please subscribe, like, and please share with your friends. Thank you.